Hello and welcome back to this Moon Messages reading. So this is going to be your moon energy reading from the new moon in Gemini on the 27th of May until the full moon in Sagittarius on the 11th of June. If you haven't watched me before, if you haven't seen my content before, I am Marie. All my details are in the description box. I offer personal readings, one-to-one readings, that are pre-recorded. If you want your own, all the details are down below. All my social medias as well, where you can follow me, see what I do. I don't just do readings, I offer all different services and information. And I do these readings every 2 weeks on the full moon and the new moon. So I have so many cards out for this reading, it is mad. So last time I did I think it was obviously the full moon, because it goes full moon, new moon. Last time I did the full moon reading and there was only about 4 or 5 cards. But this time there's loads. I'm just hoping that they're going to be short, snappy messages and that it's not going to go on forever. Because, yeah, I know some people probably switch off after a certain time. I haven't really looked at the cards much. Sometimes I tried to look at them to pick up the messages straight away, but this time I feel to just go with it, like just go straight on with it and see what comes. There was a message instantly when I was turning the cards over, and basically there were some that were hidden, and normally what I do is I keep them hidden until I read them and then I'll reveal them. But I actually felt like they needed to be revealed straight away. And there is actually one card that says exposed and revealed. So there's definitely a message there in that somewhere. And I'm sure we'll figure that out. We'll find that out as we go along. Anyway, so let's get on with the reading. So the first card we have is Beyond the Ordinary. So this to me speaks about something in your life which has changed or will change. And it's something that is just, it's so different to what you're used to, or it shifts everything on its head. So it's something that's not the mundane, not the ordinary. Like you'll be kind of going along along your life, or you'll be doing your day-to-day things and you'll do the same routine every day, or you'll say for instance you're going into the same job every day and you're doing the mundane job and everything, or if you're at home all the time, you're doing the same mundane things, right? And it's something that's just gonna turn everything around. So it could be that something happens where you have to make a big change. So, for example, a redundancy at work, or something happens to your house and you then have to move. And I know that sounds really bad. It sounds like bad news, but actually it's not always a bad thing. So it might seem it at first, but it is leading you on to better things. So you might find that your roof is caving in, right? Let's just use that as an example. But it means that maybe you're renting the house, right? And then you have to move to a different house, and you end up living in a much better house, a much safer house, a much warmer house. So it will work out better for you. But initially it's like, oh no, like what am I going to do? And you panic, and and the same thing with the job. So you might be made redundant, and you lose your job, and then you have to try and find another one. And at first it's going to be like, oh no, like what am I going to do? And you panic and everything again. But then you end up finding a much better job that's more aligned with you and more suitable for you. Okay, so it's something out of the ordinary that's going to happen, something that's going to change everything. Okay, the next card we have is Step Up and Lead, but it was actually in reverse. So to me that means that for now you just have to stay put. You just have to kind of go with the flow and trust that this change is all going to be okay. So you might feel like you have to take action straight away, and sometimes you do, right? Sometimes you'd be given a deadline, but initially just let it sink in, because if you are coming from a panicky place, you're not going to get much done. You're going to be too stressed. You're not going to be looking for the right things. You're not going to find the right things because you're going to be just rushing into something out of desperation. and you'll end up landing in something that's worse or not any better, right? So just give yourself some breathing space. I'm sure you'll have a little bit of a gap between, right? Sometimes you get given notice, or you get given you get given a period where you can actually stop and think. You're not gonna find out that you've lost your job, and you're not gonna can't think what I'm trying to say. You're not gonna like have these things happen where they go, right, today, get out, go and find yourself another job, you've got another option. I mean, sometimes that might happen, but you're still gonna have minutes to you're still gonna have like hours or minutes to stop and process it and breathe. Okay, and that's just what this is saying. It's just allow yourself that breathing space in between to gather your thoughts, to come from a firm foundation, to come from a stable position, mentally and physically. Okay. The next card, see, I haven't read these, but I'm just kind of realizing what they're all saying now. The next card is cool your emotions. So perfect, exactly the same message really. It's, breathe, be with all your emotions, let them pass through. There's a sign in front of me. I'm at my sister's house, and she's got some really cool decor in her house, and there's some silly pictures in front of me, and I keep looking at one that's, so basically there's one that says, yes, I'm a silly goose, and it's got a goose on it. Then the next one's, they've all got gooses on them, but the second one says, what if I'm not silly enough? And then the last one says, possibly got a bit too silly. And it's the middle one that I kept getting drawn to, and I kept seeing the word silly enough or enough. And it's something about you not feeling like you're good enough for maybe a new job, right? I'm not good enough for something. How am I going to find something? You're like really panicky, and the emotions that brings up is like, fear, anxiety, stress. My throat's just gone funny, so maybe not being able to communicate properly, not feeling like you're good enough to be able to communicate, like, your skills or your abilities. Maybe it's that you might have the money, right, to go and get a new house or something, or a new, whatever it is, the new thing, right? But you don't feel good enough for it. You don't feel deserving enough for it. So there's something about that coming through, about not being enough, or not feeling like you're good enough, if that makes sense. Okay, so be with that, just process that and see what that's about. The next card we have is see the bigger picture. Now that was in reverse, so maybe you're not seeing the bigger picture. Now this does come up quite often in my readings. I think sometimes we can get a little bit blinkered, we can be in our own little bubble, and we can just be in all our emotions, and we can just go a bit like insular and be like, oh God, I'm dealing with this all on my own, I don't know what to do, and you're just in your own process, and you're in your own worries and fears and all of that, and that's normal, okay? But sometimes we have to literally stop, like I said, take that breather, stop and think and look at what's happening, and look at, or ask yourself, what is life trying to show me in this? What am I being shown here? Maybe, and maybe you could use this as like a little game and like switch it around. Maybe life's trying to show me something better. Maybe the universe is telling me that I don't deserve what I was going through before, or what I was in before, and maybe I am better than that, and I deserve better. All right, I do have a guide, a video guide in my description, which is all about that. It's about deserving better and finding your next step, which is going to lead you, giving you the next steps, which is going to lead you onto something better. So if you want to get that, it's free, details below. I give myself a little plug there. Okay, so see the bigger picture, see what this is meant to be leading you to, or could be leading you to. Okay, the next card is Divine Matrix. That's universe, right? That's source, that's energy, that's life, and something shifting in your energy, in the universal energy, in the collective, you know, in communities. I am going through something like this at the moment, right? And I think this is probably why these have come up, because I can share this now. I can come from experience and share it. And I'm not the only one affected, right? And you'll probably notice that. If you start talking about what you're going through, you'll probably notice that a few other people are going through similar things, or, you know, the same things maybe. And it might not be just affecting you. And that's another thing with that card there, you know, when I said about being in your own world, sometimes you don't share what's going on for you because you think, oh, you know, it's only me going through it. But actually, if you talk about it and you share it and you express to people what's going on, you'll find that more people are going through something that can relate or can understand. Maybe they've been through it before, and maybe they can help you and to help you process it. So this is not just a you thing, this is a universal thing, and there are people that you can reach out to and communicate with. Okay, next card. Now, I've never seen this one before, and I'm so glad. Whenever I see new cards come up, I love it, because it shows that the energy is shifted. It shows that something has changed, and it feels positive in a way, even though it's, like I say, it's not positive to start with. It doesn't feel positive to start with, but it, in a bigger picture sense, it is going to be positive. And I feel like this is leading you and a lot of other people in a direction where they're meant to go instead, where they feel more aligned instead. Okay, so the next card is Think It Through. So this is actually about your next step. So once you've had that time to process, which you're going to do, right? Once you've had that time to breathe and take a step back and look at the bigger picture and process what's going on, and think, you know, maybe this could lead me on to something better. Ask yourself, what would be better for me? I've got a chance now, I've got a choice now to choose something for me. You know, I get to choose a house that's better for me. I get to choose a relationship that's better for me. I get to choose a job that's better for me. I have that choice now. The universe has taken out the trash, which I always say. Universe has taken out the trash, something that wasn't really aligned with me anymore. Now I get to choose. Come from a place of empowerment, right? So think it through and think, what is better for me? What would I prefer? And again, my video guide will help you with that, because it will help you get clear on what's not working for you, what is working, what will work for you, what's more suitable for you. Okay, so if you want that, as I say, details below for that. But yeah, think it through. And it says new moon in Gemini, which is the new moon in Gemini on the 27th of May. So perfectly aligned, right? So you need to find what's perfectly aligned for you. Next card is a strange one. This is ears wide open. It was in reverse. So to me, that it is meant to be eyes wide open. And it's just a play on words, right? So this card upright would mean to keep your ears out, right? Listen to guidance, listen to what people say, hear what people are actually saying. But because it was in reverse, it's actually eyes wide open. It's keep your eyes open, see things for what they are, see people for what they're doing, watch things, watch what's going on, watch what's going on around you. Really pay attention to what everyone's doing or what's happening in the world. And again, it's like looking out around, so not just looking at your situation, looking at other people's situations and how it's affecting them. I'm being shown, probably because of the word redundancy and like, you know, work stuff, but I'm being shown an office with like loads of people, and you're noticing how this situation is impacting everyone, right? Again, not just you. You'll notice how it's impacting every individual person. Or if you are in a situation where it's just a few of you, like living in a house and something's happened, I'm just giving those examples. Obviously, it could be something very different. But notice how it's impacting everyone. And try to open your heart and open your mind to that, because it will actually take you out of your own, I'm not going to say selfish, it doesn't seem right, but you know what I mean? It's like sometimes we get into like victim mode and we're like, it's happening to me, me. And it's like, it's not just happening to you. It might be, but if you look at the bigger context of things, even if it is, you feel it is just happening to you and you've got evidence of that, I'm sure it's happened to other people in the past, and I'm sure you're not the only one who's dealt with this before. And I'm not saying that in a horrible way. It's just to give you a little bit of empathy and understanding of how others have been affected in the past or are now, and maybe just see things in a different perspective and just think, how did they cope? How might they have felt? Where was that leading them? Right? That might actually help you with your next step. So what happened if it happened to someone in the past, what happened to them next? Was it a good thing that happened to them next? So maybe that could happen to me, and it will kind of help you by looking at other people. It will help you with your process as well. Okay. Next one is look. Eyes wide open. Can you see how these are all connected? Mad. Look closely, okay? Exposed and revealed. This is actually exposing people who might have gone under the radar for a long time. I'm getting the word company, so it could be, if it's like a work situation, it could be like, okay, I'm going to go into this next. So I'll just place this thought here, which is to do with company of people, right? But also, if you think about a work situation, you might be actually seeing things for how they actually are, have been for a long time, that you might not be seeing, that you might not have seen before. So if a company has been treating you badly, you haven't seen it up until this point. The other sense of things, so when I saw like keeping bad company, I saw the word keeping bad company. And so I'm seeing like a group of friends, right? And this is like, you're starting to see how they're actually treating each other. Maybe they're talking behind people's backs. Maybe they're talking behind your back. Maybe they're acting differently, and they've been acting differently for a while, but actually you've not seen it, but now you are, right? So it's like something's being revealed to you that you should have seen a long time ago, and now you're seeing it, and it's time for you to get out of that situation and become aligned with what type of people are actually better for you, what type of company is better for you, whether that's work or company. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, really interesting, that one. Okay, then the next one is Uncharted Sea, and it was actually in reverse. So this one, normally to me, when I see this card, I think of storms. I think of really like rocky seas, like thunderstorms when you're in a boat and the boat rocking and you not being able to keep control of it. But because it was in reverse, it's actually calm. It's actually calm waters. And I feel like this is where this is taking you. So it's almost like you're going to come out, this is like a future card, so you're going to come out of the storm and you're actually going to start to feel a little bit more calm. And actually, if you think about it, this has happened to me a few times, right? I've been through a lot, hell of a lot of stressful situations over the last maybe 5 years. Someone said to me the other day, you really do go through it, don't you? You really have bad luck. I was like, yeah, but you know, when you're on this personal development, spiritual path, you kind of sign up for that. You open yourself up for that. So can anyone relate to that? Give me a comment if you can, if you're on the spiritual path. Yeah, you do sign up for it. But it helps you grow, it helps you evolve, and that's what you agreed to. So anyway, we won't go down that route. But I've been through a lot of stressful situations, and some of them I lost the ability to think straight, to deal with things right, to manage my emotions, to manage my stress levels. But the last 2, maybe 3 things that have really meant to rock my boat, they haven't. Yes, they've affected my health, they've affected my stress. I've been stressed, but do you know what? Inside, I felt calm. it was almost like the eye of the storm. Was like I had the storm going on around me. My body was like the tornado, right? And my body was freaking out. But actually, there's a part of me, and maybe it's my soul, I don't know. But there's a part of me that's like, it knows that this is okay. And this is what this card is about. It's like, really, really feel deep inside of you, are you calm? Are you actually peaceful? If you close your eyes and you actually sit with your body and you feel into, I always feel like it's like the middle of my stomach, like solar plexus area. You feel into that area and you maybe ask it, like, are you stressed? Are you worried? And you probably get an answer that says no. Like, this is how it's meant to be. And there's a card, I've just realised there's a card right at the end that's going to clarify that. I told you there's a lot of cards, so it's probably going to be a bit long, but I've got about 4 more, so I'll try and get through them quickly. Hopefully you're still with me. Please let me know if you got to this stage and like if anything's coming up to you. Please give it a like if anything has resonated so far, and comment. Let me know, because I never know who watches all of these and and who actually likes it and all of that. So it would really help to know that, and I always respond as well. Okay, next one. Oh wow, I've just realised what this is. Into me I see. What did I just say? I said close your eyes and feel into your body and see whether that is calm, right? Get the answers from within you. Sounds very cliche, but perfect confirmation of that, right? That is 100% confirmation. So I'm not going to go into that one because, apart from the number 8 on that is abundance. So something good is coming, okay? Something abundant, something more aligned, something much better. So I hope that gives you some hope and faith. And oh my goodness, I love how these are literally just following on from each other. This is so good, right? Next one. Trust the universe. Love it. Trust the universe. Trust that everything is working out. Trust that everything is becoming aligned. Everything is perfect, even though it doesn't feel like it right now. Right now, you are here at the start. You're not here, you're here. You're feeling all of this, right? You're feeling the storm. You're feeling the emotions, yeah? But know that here, maybe, well, hopefully, towards the end of the moon cycle, the next 2 weeks, we'll see, shall we? It would be interesting to see how the next video goes. Do subscribe though, because you'll then see when the next video comes up and you can check. I'm doing a lot of plugs today, aren't I? Well, you've got to ask for what you want. Okay, yeah, trust that everything's working out. Everything is how it should be. Okay. Do I go to that one or that one? Okay, I'm going to go to this one because the last one is just, it's going to wrap it up perfectly. So this one, the next one is awakening your genius. Wait, it says awakening genius, but I'm going to say awakening your genius. And this is actually about seeing all of you for all of your colours, all of your skills, all of your abilities, everything that you bring to the table. And you're going to actually start realising that once you get yourself into a better space. So once you get yourself into, you've gone through your emotions, you've gone through the storm and the worry and the panic, you've calmed down, you've tapped into that calm, peaceful part of you that knows that everything's okay. You start seeing, into me I see, you start seeing yourself and feeling what's actually true for you. And you start to trust the universe. So then you start feeling a bit more hopeful and you start believing in yourself. And maybe you have to, oh, okay, this has just come. So maybe you see what you are capable of. You see what you can handle. And maybe you look back on your past and you think, I've been through this before. Like me, I've been through so many things before. And actually this time I feel more calm. I feel like I can cope with it more. I feel like I can manage it more. And something's changed. Something's changed within me. And actually I'm stronger than I realised. I'm stronger than I thought. So you'll start to notice the things that you are good at, the things that you can manage, the ways in which you can handle situations better. And maybe you'll start to see the abilities that you have, the skills that you have, and you can share them. If you have to go for another job, you can talk about those things because you know that you can handle it. You know that you have dealt with all of these difficult things. So, you know that you're good at problem solving. You know that you're good at managing things. Whatever it is, you're going to start realizing things about yourself, and you're going to start, your confidence is going to build. You're going to start, let's say, loving yourself more, right? Let's be cliche with that. Okay, then the last one, which goes with, what did I say? Yeah, I can't remember what the other card was now. But it is what it is, right? So it is what it is because it's meant to be. Now I'm going to share a song, actually. I'm going to put the link down below because this song keeps playing in my mind over and over the last 2 or 3 days. It's the song called If It's Meant to Be. And I don't know if you've heard it. It was quite popular a few years back, but if it's meant to be, let it be, right? So maybe you want Let It Be by the Beatles, I don't know. But that song, and I'm going to post, like I say, I'm going to post the link down below if you want to listen to it. Maybe it's going to help you to understand that, do you know what? I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go with the universe. I'm going to trust that it's taking me to where I need to go. I'm going to trust that I need to learn what I need to learn about myself, about the situation. I'm going to trust that it's going to take me to a better place because it's meant to be. It is what it is and it's meant to be, okay? So we're going to end on that. I hope that supports you well. If you do want to book a personal reading, all my details are in the description box. If not, please subscribe for future videos, like, comment, all of that. And yeah, I will see you on the next one. Bye.